Hello, my name is Birch. I'm a practice development lead working with older people with mental health issues, and I'm here today to speak to this lady.
And I'm Julie Falla, Revalidation lead, but my other half of my job is practice development lead, so I work with Di very, very closely. Di looks after Alderney with the Revalidation site and offers as much support as she can there. Can you tell me, Di, how much support they've actually received so far?
We tend to go over on a regular basis, so it's been about every couple of months, but we also obviously keep in touch with email. If I'm perfectly honest, we had a little bit of a hitch in that the person that we'd identified as a champion had other commitments, so we did have a little bit of a glitch. But basically, if I'm perfectly honest, everything that you've taught me and all the workshops that I've been to with you and Dickin, I've then done back to them. And what we've done is done it several sessions during a day, rather than just saying this is a session and everybody try and get to it. We've tried to do it over several sessions. Anything that I hear from you or I get from the NMC website, I send over to them. We know that it's not exactly brilliant, and I understand that you've got some more light that you can shed on how we might make things better for us.
We are currently looking at video conferences with the chief nurse to target Alderney specifically. In the interim of that, we will be trying to use Skype, which Di, you will be going over to suggest that, to see whether that's a possibility for training. They have also been invited to come across to attend, but during the winter months sometimes that does pose problems alone. You've come to me today for some advice. You've got your confirmation and appraisal booked, I believe. So you would like some advice of any preparation that you would need before that meeting?
Yeah, been hearing on the grapevine that it's quite a long process with the online confirmation when we have to do the revalidation. And I'm getting a bit concerned about it, really. Right.
If you need any support during that period of time, you can contact either myself or your line manager if you'd like us to be present. The average time that validation applications have been taking so far has been anything between 25 and 45 minutes. I have here a revalidation example which the NMC have actually sent to me, which shows you the screenshots of the process, which will aid you to familiarise yourself with some of the questions.
Is it quite easy to use then?
It depends on who's applying and familiarity. If this is new to all of us, so there are a few questions that we will be raising with the NMC for clarification on, and one is the dates of the most recent practice. Right. We did telephone the NMC and they informed us that that is your current job description dates.
Right.
So if that job description changed either, for example, through a promotion in the same area of work, it would be on your promotional dates. That is an example that we were given. But we will do written clarification on that and send it out globally. Right. So that was one aspect. Another aspect was the police convictions, which we will be raising with the NMC, not that as many have come across. But the interesting thing is the driving offences, because we have our own driving licences here, an automatic ban. And whereas the UK, they have the option of not having the points on and a conviction, they have the option of doing the driving course. So we just need to clarify that with Guernsey law being slightly different. So again, we'll send that out once I clarify that from the NMC. So you can familiarise with that.
Yeah.
Before you're confirming and your online validation application, they ask you to declare that you have read this. And they've brought out this booklet, which I believe you have had and have read.
Is that, you know, if I was speaking to somebody else, is that available online?
It is, and it's place that on our HSSD site for easy access as well, because I know how precious Phil's time is. And this is what your confirmer will have, is a confirmation form. So I think it's quite nice if you put that in your portfolio, you familiarise yourself with the
Right.
questions you're going to be asked,
Okay.
together with their booklet on the confirmation, so you can see things from their perspective. Would that help you?
Yeah, that'd be fab.
Yeah.
Can I just ask something? Because I've actually booked my confirmation with, because obviously I'm having the assistant director as my confirmer, and he's obviously a very busy man.
That's a very interesting point actually, because there's conflict of interest with your line manager, because you go on holiday together.
Yeah.
And we have raised this within several sessions, that if there's a conflict of interest, not to use your line manager. And you did that prior to that guidance coming out. As
Yeah.
a professional, you made that decision.
Yeah.
And that was really, really positive. You can use that as feedback if you like, prior to the training going out, but as a professional, you recognise that yourself.
We just felt it was best practice.
Yes,
really.
yes.
Because it wouldn't have been right. So the assistant director is now going to be my confirmer. He is a registrant. Not sure if he's been on the wards for a while, but he is a registrant. And what I've done is book an appointment with him because he's so busy for the 1st of March. But my understanding is that I will have actually, how long have I got to apply online before my date on the 1st of April?
Right. Because your renewal date is April the
1st.
It is the 1st, right. So your revalidation application date is the 1st. You must do it by the 1st of April.
Right.
The NMC will notify you around 60 days prior to that via email.
I've had the emails, yeah.
Great, and you can apply any time after your confirmation. So as soon as you've been confirmed, you can then apply online.
And I'm just wondering whether I need to bring that appointment forward a bit. Because I am actually, or I feel I am, I will know when obviously I've spoken to the confirmer, but I think I've got everything that I need to have almost. How do you think I need to bring that appointment forward?
He will need to look at your portfolio around a month before, which would be if you gave the portfolio that's ready now and presented that to him, then if there's anything further that he would need for confirming, then he should alert you prior to that date to give you time to do that.
So I suppose if I was advising anybody else, I'd say make sure you've got everything sorted at least 6 to 8 weeks before,
Yes.
so that you've got time if there is anything else that you need to do.
Yes.
Because you don't know, sometimes you think you've got everything and then you think you've missed something very obvious. So would I be recommending probably 6 to 8 weeks before?
We recommend, the NMC recommend, that you can confirm anything up to 12 months before.
Oh wow!
You're confirming, but this has only just come out, so you're one of the first. And we're recommending, as per NMC, to do it as early as you can really, because we don't know what's going to happen with life events. We don't know about maternity leave. We don't know about...
I would be very shocked.
we don't know what's going to happen in our lives, whether we need care support leave or, in fact, a break in service of any sorts. So we're recommending doing it as early as you can, because then you're ready for your revalidation application online the 60 days before, and you can do that from anywhere.
Oh, that's good. So that if you did take a career break, because we have had people go on sabbaticals. We've just had one of our registrants leave because she's got property in Barbados and she wants to spend a bit more time there, and I don't blame her. And she's probably going to be revalidating from Barbados.
Yes, and she's able to do that.
Yes, that'd be good.
Providing she has given her, of course, her personal email address to the NMC. We need to be careful of that, not her work email address, because she wouldn't be alerted by the NMC.
Right.
So she would need to ensure that she's given her personal email.
On the NMC online site then, you know that we've all had to join NMC online as part of this process. Can you have 2 email addresses, or do you have to have just one?
Ask the one.
Right, so it's probably better if people use their own rather than the work.
And remember,
email.
should they change that, because of course some individuals change that quite frequently, their personal email, that they inform the NMC. Because that's the biggest area of coming off the register, people not updating their details. That's so important. And there is a guide within this, a very quick guide that she could perhaps look at. And she'd look online at the NMC site, which is the beauty of today's technology, isn't it? And she can keep up to date with what's going on there.
We've also got another nurse that's on long-term sick, and it's likely to be going on for the next foreseeable future. How would it work for those individuals? Do they have to apply to the NMC? Is there some sort of exemption circumstances?
Do we know when she is actually due to?
She's due to revalidate on the 1st of April.
Right, there are some exemptions, and I've got a guidance sheet for that exemption that you should take to your line manager.
Okay.
And at the moment, it would probably be best to ask NMC advice on that.
Yeah.
And they do have a dedicated validation site,
Brilliant.
because we have time to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.